This is a Touchstone Publishers presentation, your trusted source of leadership knowledge.
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to your daily live feature in my home studio. I want to thank you very much for joining us today. I want to spend a few minutes. Oh, by the way, my name is Glenn Daniels, and I am the COO of Touchstone Publishers. I want to talk to you a little bit today about our 4 communication styles. The experts said there are 4 communication styles, and no matter what type of test you take, they pretty much always come back to that 4 communication styles you have. Now, they have different names for them. Some of them call them DISC. Myers-Briggs has their own name. There's one that does colors. There's one that does animals. But they all of them break it down into 4 different communication styles. For just today, though, let me give them some names to see if we can get on the same page. So there's the commander. Should have said socializer. Just had in his social. All the slides would say social today, but it's socializer. The amiable person, and the analytical person. These are all different communication styles. I always challenge people to say, well, what's your main style? And everybody pretty much thinks they know what it is, but none of them really, they avoid a couple of them. But I said, okay, think about it this way. How do you communicate when you get tired? What is your preferred style then? Okay. Now, I want to make sure we're clear on this. These 4 divisions are not the end all and be all of it. There's a lot of other things that take place in the communication program, but this could be kind of like your baseline application for it. So this is what we can do with this. We can just say, okay, here's these 4 styles, and how do they each communicate? So let's talk about that commander. How does that commander communicate? Well, just like the commander in the service, they're very forthright. You can almost see them how they hold their posture straight up. They're assertive in their language. They're kind of a get it done type of person. They really want to get after it. They really want to get it done, and that's what it's all about for them. They just will take over any project. They want to be the leaders. They want you to recognize how great they are. They just want to control things. Okay, now that is the high level of a commander. Okay, that's the high level of one. But let's take also next one, the socializer. Again, it says social on the screen, but it's socializer. That person is also kind of assertive, like the commander, but they're not. What they want to do is they want to have friends. They want to get along with everybody. They want everybody to come to them. Socializers, by the way, are some of the best motivators because they're able to motivate people. Let me give you an example of a socializer that you may be able to relate to on your team. Socializers are the people that you give an assignment to and you tell them exactly what they should do, but on the way back to their desk, they stop to talk to 10 people on the way back. Now, the thing about socializers, you got to be a little bit careful with them because they are going to take that talk that you just had with them back. If they feel bad about it, they're going to attempt to poison everybody on your team. If they feel about him, they'll go, hey, that Glenn dude, he's a pretty good dude. Yeah, I like him. Do you like him? How do you get along with him? They're going to sit down and they're going to socialize all the way back to the desk. So you have to kind of pay attention to them, stay with them just a little bit longer to make sure that they get back to the desk and get the work done. High level example, the amiable person. That person is fiercely loyal. Okay, they're loyal. Okay, they're going to come to the desk. They can kind of keep their mouth closed and go to work. What they want to be able to do is just put their heads down and do it. Okay, they like to specialize in things, so they don't like to be changed a lot. Okay, but they like to specialize in things and just do that same task over and over again, so they're comfortable with it. Okay, they really want to make sure that they are loyal, quiet, and out of the way. By the way, a couple of these assessments say this is the largest group of Americans. Okay, so I'm not speaking for the rest of the world. I'm just saying for Americans, so this is the largest group. Okay, there's more people in this group than there are in the commander and socializers combined. Okay, the last one we want to talk about for a second is analytical. The analytical person, that's the person who loves to ask questions. Okay, they want their assignments laid out for them in a logical order. In fact, if you have an analytical person on your team and you have a task for them, you better make sure they have them in logical. You better make sure you have every step in logical order. It just follows. It just flows. And when you're presenting to them, it needs to follow. It's going to flow. They're going to ask you a lot of questions because that's all what they're all about, is making sure that they have the flow, the process, the technique, the system in place. Let's go back to the commander for a second. Let's talk about what a commander fears, not how, but what a commander fears. And this is maybe help explain to you why they are such assertive people who just want to be in control. Okay, because they fear, on a base level, they fear the loss of control. They fear the loss of control, and they don't want to lose control over situations, so that's why they kind of clamp onto it and get tough with it. Okay? They fear the loss of control. The socializer, what they fear most is losing friends. That's what they fear the most, is losing friends. So they want to make sure they do everything they can to keep all the friends, keep everything involved. I think I might have mentioned, if I didn't, I'll mention it now. A socializer is probably the best motivator on your entire team. Socializers can motivate people to do things, can motivate people to get along, not to get along. They can motivate people to have a great time at a outing. So if you need to delegate maybe you're having a team meeting in a different location, you got a socializer on your team, delegate that to them. Let them plan that all out because they're going to make sure everybody's happy and make sure that everybody's good and they're going to feel good because all their friends at their work are going to be there and they're going to make it a great experience. That's a great socializer. So again, they fear not being liked. Okay. The amiable person, you know what they fear? They fear conflict. That's why they keep their heads down. Okay, they don't want to be involved in a conflict. In fact, some of them are so severe about it, they'll tell you yes to the same question they're telling somebody else no to. They'll tell somebody, hey, I agree with you, you're on the right track, instead of telling them, hey, I don't agree with that. They just don't want to have conflict. So they will sometimes tell a lie to avoid conflicts. But gotta love these people because they're gonna sit down. As long as they're loyal to you, they're gonna do the work for you. By the way, this amiable person, they don't show a lot of emotion. They're pretty steady all the way across the board. Okay, pretty steady all the way across the board. So you got to remember that about that amiable person. They don't show a lot of emotion, but the moment they start to show emotion, you better find a way to calm it down because if that dam breaks, it's going to be broken. Okay, they want to trust you, but they don't want conflict. Okay, and then that analytical person, you know what they fear the most? They fear being wrong. That's what they are fearful of, being wrong. Absolutely. So think about that. If you want to make sure that you don't not gonna make a mistake, don't you want every step of the puzzle, every step of the prize there? Okay. If you have to show an analytical person something, make sure you don't skip a step. Because if you skip a step and they don't know it, they're going to skip that step too because they're going to keep it right in track. Okay. They're not going to be very creative about anything. They're going to skip that step as well. Very much so. They also will come in and get the heads down as long as they have every step. Okay. You cannot go to an analytical person and say, hey, you got to do step A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Hey, but wait a minute. Today, we're going to skip step C and D and go to F or go to E. You can't do that with them. They're going to fight you every ounce of the way. They're going to want to know why. You're going to have to spend lots of time telling them why you're breaking the logical steps. They fear being wrong. All right. So I want to thank you very much for hanging out with me today. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. One last thing. Let's talk about a way that you can develop this skill sometimes without even hearing somebody talk. Look at their desk. Look at the desk throughout the workday, throughout the day. Look at the desk. Let me tell you about that commander's desk. When they first come in the morning and when they leave at night, that desk is in pristine, perfect order. Nothing on it that shouldn't be on it. All the papers are off the desk, everything. It is just in perfectly clean shape. Now, during the day is a different story. That desk is going to be messy. It's going to look like a whirlwind ran through that desk. It's going to be messy beyond belief because they're just doing so many different projects and getting into so many different things. So you can look at the desk and say, okay, oh, look at that desk until they leave. Yeah, I'm sure you can think of somebody like that. They just work and they got all this paperwork on the desk, and you're looking and saying, how do they ever keep track of it? But when they leave at the end of the day, there's nothing on the desk. They want to come in and have that order being commanded at that desk that next morning. That's that commander. Now the socializer, if you go look at their desk, they're going to have pictures of family and friends up. They're going to have pictures or articles up that relate to them and some of their teammates, maybe at home or the team they maybe used to play for. They're going to have some trinkets from favorite vacations. They're going to adorn their desk with all that kind of stuff. Okay. So they're just going to have that stuff there, and it's going to look like a very kind of family-oriented desk. The more family pictures you have, the more that you know that they're possibly a socializer. The more pictures they have, though, of outside events outside of the family, like guess what? The person who has a picture of everybody on their team on the desk, the team picture here in the office, that's a socializer. Okay, so again, some people have a hard time with socializers because they fear the fact that they don't keep track because they get off really fast because they're so busy creating friends. It creates that bit of an issue. So remember that about socializers. That's how the desk looks. I'm sure you can just imagine a desk. It's got some paperwork on it, but it's mostly filled with trinkets and prizes and toys and pictures of things that represent some team that they're a part of. Okay, some team they're a part of. Now, subtle difference between that desk and the desk of a amiable person. Okay, their desk kind of has some pictures, but their pictures are going to be mostly of their family. They're not going to have a whole lot of extra pictures of outside things. Socializers will have quotes and sayings from famous people on the desk. Amiable person is not going to really have that. They're going to have pictures of family, maybe a picture of a baseball team, basketball team, or something like that that they're participating in. But here's how you can tell the biggest difference between an amiable person's desk and a socializer's desk. Amiable people have whatever it is that you need. You need a piece of candy? They got it there for you. You need a piece of chocolate? They got it there for you. You need a Kleenex? They got it there for you. You need a cough lounge, lodges, something to stop your cough. I can't talk this morning still, but you need one of those. They got it there for you. Okay. You need a paper clip. They don't have it there. They don't have any paper clips in the drawer. Check with them tomorrow. They'll have a paperclip there then. Those folks love to take care of people. They're loyal and they'll be loyal to you as a team member. So they'll make sure that they have in their desk what you need and they'll make sure that it's there for you. Okay, that's the difference, really. Just look at that desk and you can see, okay, oh, yeah, I need some toilet paper or I need a tissue. That's there. The analytical person, their desk is absolutely perfect. There's nothing on there that says team or family. What they have there, they have charts on the wall, graphs on the wall, graphs that have everything is vertically filed, well labeled. Okay, they have their own label gun probably planted inside the desk so they can label everything. Okay, perfect. I mean, they make sure everything's written in straight lines. Everything on this is perfect. You want to irritate an analytical person? I used to do this to this guy all the time, and it just cracked me up. And by the way, I crack up at my own stuff sometimes. People who know me, they know sometimes I just start laughing out of the blue because I remember things like this. Gentlemen, I used to just mess with him. I would go move something on his desk. He would go on break or something. I go move something on his desk half an inch. Half an inch. He'll come back to his desk and I'll just watch him. He'll look at his desk and move it back. Just a half inch variance, quarter inch variance, he'd move it back. And then start looking around and say, okay, who touched my desk? Okay. Don't ever borrow something from them without getting their permission. That's my stapler. No. Belongs to the company, right? By the way, the amiable person is the same way. They'll take that company property and make it theirs. Or for like I said, that's my chair. Doesn't have your name on it. Yeah, but I've sat in that chair for 30 years. Okay. Analytical person, you moved my chair a half a step back. Don't touch my chair anymore. Push it back up. This is how you can start picking these things up just by looking at their desk sometimes. Just by looking at the desk. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very much for spending the morning with me, or at least our brief time together. I want to remind you that we will be doing this Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. Mountain Time, 8 a.m. Eastern Time. And then, of course, it goes on YouTube and it goes onto the Facebook channel, so you can look at it at any time. So you're more than welcome to just drop in when you feel like it and pull it up on the YouTube channel or drop in live. Hopefully, as we start to build the listenership, I'll be able to manage this, navigate these things so we can drop in live and have conversations as well. In the meantime, have a great day and get after it.